These are the top 10 worst states for shared parenting in the United States, according to the 2025 National Parents Organization Shared Parenting Report Card. You won't believe the last two. Here are the first 8 in no particular order. Connecticut starts the list with a D-. Connecticut doesn't give any preference for shared parenting, so courts aren't guided towards equal time for both parents. There's also no requirement to support the parent who encourages a child relationship with the other parent. And next is Indiana with a D-. Indiana has no presumption for shared custody, and the law even says joint custody doesn't require equal time. Courts aren't required to consider which parent supports the child's relationship with the other parent, weakening shared parenting outcomes. Next is Maryland with a D-. Maryland offers no presumption or preference for shared parenting, meaning equal time is rarely the starting point. It also doesn't require courts to consider friendly parent behavior or provide any policy encouraging both parents to stay involved. Next is Mississippi with a D-. Mississippi lists joint custody as an option, but gives zero guidance pushing courts towards equal parenting time. There's also no friendly parent requirement or policy supporting shared parenting, so outcomes often default to one parent in control. Next is Montana with a D-. Montana mentions frequent contact with both parents, but it's optional. Judges can ignore it entirely without any presumption or preference for shared custody. Most families don't start from an equal footing. Next on the list is Nebraska with a D-. Nebraska has no shared parenting presumption and doesn't even require courts to consider whether a parent supports the child's relationship with the other parent. The state gives no policy guidance towards equal time, leaving shared parenting largely unsupported. Next on the list is North Carolina with a D-. North Carolina only looks at joint custody if a parent asks, but there's no presumption that equal time is best for kids. Courts aren't required to consider friendly parent behavior, and the law does not encourage shared parenting at all. Next is South Carolina, just next door with a D-. South Carolina gives courts the option, but not the requirement, to consider friendly parent behavior. With no presumption policy encouraging shared parenting, the system defaults towards one parent having the most control. Here's the 2 worst states in the nation, both with an F. First is New York State, and they get an F. New York has no laws supporting shared parenting. There isn't even a definition of joint custody in its statutes. Courts rely entirely on old case law, so families have no statutory protections for equal parenting time. What's the other worst state in the nation for shared parenting? That would be Rhode Island, coming in with an F. Rhode Island has 0 shared parenting laws and still labels parents as custodial and non-custodial, reinforcing outdated inequality. It also doesn't require courts to consider friendly parent behavior or give any policy direction towards equal time.